Hi guys, this is Natashia from Phab Girlz. Welcome to my channel. So today you're gonna watch me work. So yeah, this will be my first voiceover. So I hope you enjoy what I'm saying and enjoy the work that I do. So first off, um, we just I just showed my client what I did on a previous set that I started playing with, trying to draw SpongeBob and Patrick. I'm trying to do the whole gang. So yeah, we just looking at what I did previously, and she wanted to look at my nails to see what I did with my right hand. So yeah, but before that, so I sprayed my client's hands with sanitizer and asked her to wipe it, and I sprayed mine, and I'm putting on my gloves because we are very aware of allergies and stuff like that for our hands and to protect our own hands against anything that might happen. So yeah, so we started with the basics. So cleaning up, making sure everything is clean, nice and tidy, and then I can get started. But once we started, my e-file didn't want to work. So for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why it didn't want to work because I just used it. So we were like trying to figure out, or I was trying to figure out what's going on because I'm using a foot pedal with this e-file so that I can stop immediately. Once I work or something, then I can stop. But it didn't want to work. So for about a couple of seconds, I went through everything, checking it, looking for what's wrong, why this thing doesn't want to work. But in the end, after using my cordless one, I figured out I never turned the dial for it to work. So yeah, I had like a really blonde moment. I know I colored my hair, but I really had a blonde moment. But yeah, so after figuring all this out, we eventually I said, I'm just going to use my cordless one and just get on with the work. I can't deal with this thing that does not want to work. Okay, and you see the little wooden thingies underneath? I just place it there because it helps me better with the suction because I use a towel underneath to catch dust and stuff like that so that my desk is not full of dust. So I just put that under there. So when I use the suction, it's much better and it does not suck to my towel. Okay, so now let's get started. So I first use my safety bit and I gently just take off her previous design and I'm thinning out the product a bit. So checking the nail, all the sides, making sure that it's even, not too thick, going around the cuticle area ever so slightly, making sure that it's just neaten up. So I'm not touching the natural nail. I'm not near the natural nail. So only where the product grew out, that's where I start touching the nail, the enhancement. So with this, I'm just taking off all the product, thinning it out, and that's basically what I do in the beginning. So just prepping the nail for my product application. But for now, you can just watch me work and see how I remove the previous product and the previous design. Okay, I would also just like to mention that I did make the video a little bit faster, up to a 2, so that you guys don't have to sit here for hours watching me work and file everything and do everything. So I did put the video a little bit faster, then it's just a little bit shorter for you guys to view. But yeah, but still I'm working very slow, not too fast. I'm not hurting my client or burning my client, asking her constantly, is this still okay? Does it hurt? Does it burn? And they all say no. So I'm always just checking with my client, making sure that they are comfortable and that their nails is not sore.
You know just what you do to me. Play my
You will also
emotions
see
like a
that I
pair of
constantly
puppet
turn the finger
strings. Did it ever occur to you
from
my
to the
heart's not
side
in
view so that I can see
control?
that where her
Please
apex
go
grew
without
out,
me,
that I thin
babe.
that part out
Send
so
message
that when
after
I do
message,
apply
don't
my
forward
product,
my
I
call.
put her apex
Next
back
day
because
you
her
hit
nails
me
are a bit
back like
longer.
nothing happened
So
at
yeah, I'm
all.
checking the nail
What
from
about
side
all the
view,
things you used to say to
from the, if
me?
you take the
This
finger and
ain't
you
the
hold it
way it's supposed
right
to
up towards you.
be.
So
And you
basically if you're looking
know
down the barrel of the nail,
I wouldn't
making
do
sure that
that
it
to
both
you.
sides are
You
even and that she
know
still has a
I
nice
wouldn't
C
treat you
curve. So
that
I always
way.
just
No,
turn the finger
I've
around,
been
making sure that I get
running,
all the
can't
sides.
catch
So
up.
making my
Oh no,
filing less
what
for
I
me.
won't
So
do.
just taking more of the product away.
Oh, you
And yes, I
got
clean a
me
lot. You will see me
chasing
dusting away,
waterfalls.
dust the whole time.
Oh, you
When I looked back at
got
this video, I
me
actually saw that I really have
chasing
OCD
waterfalls.
when it comes to the nails because I keep
All of
on
the times I've
wiping
been there,
the whole
times I
time.
came through.
So I do
I need
apologize
you
about that, but
anywhere,
yeah, I
everybody
like to work
close
that
to
way.
you.
I want to see what I
Distance is
do. I don't want
killing
to go
me,
over
it makes it
areas too
so
much if there's
hard.
dust, because then you
Won't
can
you let
take
me
off too
love you,
much of the
babe?
previous product
Used
layer
to be
and then I thin out
optimistic,
the nail, or
these
you can
days I
touch the
just
natural
don't
nail.
know.
So
The
for
winds
me,
in the valley,
wiping away
all
the
these
dust
losing its
the whole
hold.
time
You
makes
know the
sure
more
that
that we
I can
love, the
see
less we
everything
like to
what I'm doing
do.
and see where I
Never
need to
put a
file
finger
more
on
or thin out
you.
more
And you
and stuffies like
know
that.
I
And
wouldn't
yeah,
do
I
that
sometimes
to
go up and
you.
down the
And you
nail using
know
the
I
whole
wouldn't
bit
treat you that
from
way.
area
No,
1, 2,
I've
and 3.
been running,
And then
can't
on
catch
your drill
up.
bit. So
Oh
1
nah,
is the
what
point
I
of your
won't
drill bit, 2
do.
is the middle of your ball bit
Oh, you
or your
got
drill bit,
me
and number 3 is
chasing
on the back of your ball bit or
waterfalls.
your drill bit. So I make sure that
Oh,
I
you
use the whole
got
bit,
me
not just the little bit or the tip of
chasing
the bit, so that you don't create rings of
waterfalls.
fire and you do it evenly. So yeah, that's what I do. And I go up and down. So every time I go down the nail, I lift up the bit and go from the top to the bottom. So constantly I'm picking up the bit. So I'm not just going from side to side and the whole time the bit is on the nail.
Oh,
I
you
pick up the bit
got
every time
me
that I do this. So
chasing
hopefully you can see what I'm
waterfalls.
doing and
Oh,
enjoying this
oh,
so
you
far. I'll
got
talk to you just now again.
me
So just me
chasing
still taking off
waterfalls.
the design and product.
Oh, you got me chasing waterfalls. Oh, you got me chasing waterfalls.
You say it's hard to tell just what I'm thinking. You think it's hard to see behind my smile. I'll say whatever you want, let you walk into my heart if you want to. You can ask me anything, no walls between us, ain't no mess. I'ma tell you all my secrets. You can ask me anything, no walls between us, ain't no mess. I'ma tell you all my secrets.
Okay, so my following step, I'm going to take my hand file. It's 100 to 180 grit, and I'm just going to lightly file her shape a little bit, because these ladies of mine, they really work hard with their nails. So the shape sometimes is not quite as what I left it. I left them. So we are just making the shape correctly, just checking that the sides are even again, that the nail is even, asking them, do they want them a little bit shorter or do they want to keep the length? So she wants to keep her length. And yes, this is her own nails. It has grown out so much. We have actually shortened it quite a while back because it gets too long and it gets in the way of their typing and stuff like that. But she wanted to keep her length. So I just went over by the sides and on the free edge just to make sure that it's nice and even again, and checking the length as well, making sure the length are the same. I usually check the pointer finger and the ring finger the same size to see that they're the same size, and the middle finger I go like in between them because the middle finger are always a little bit longer than the pointer or the ring finger. So just making sure that that is nice and neat and sharp. So I don't really do a lot of filing at this point, just checking the shape, checking the sides and thingies like that. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm Afrikaans, so I'm doing all of this for you guys in English. And this is me, this is how I talk. My people know me already. We laugh a lot about it. But yes, so hopefully I do a good job and you can still understand what I'm saying. So yeah, still checking the sides, making sure everything is just a little bit crisper. I'm doing a lot of filing later on again, making sure everything is nice and neat and even, especially even. I'm constantly checking that the nails are even. We don't do too long, too short. They must be the same shape, same length. That's just me. That's how I work. But enjoy this part of watching me just file them and making sure everything is nice. You will also see me picking up her hand or turning her hand for the client profile so that I can see with this shape that she wants. This is just an almond shape. So the tips is not pointy. So they are a bit rounded. Just pick up the nail or pick up the hand to make sure that my sides from a client's perspective are the same. That the one side is not filed in too much than the other side. So I also just, you will see me constantly lifting the hand, making sure the sides are even and correct as well. Usually when the hand that works the most, this shape usually gets more used. So the one side is always a bit skewer than the other side. That's just how they work. So here you will see me turning her hand over from the client view and just making sure that my almond shape are perfect from both sides. Yeah, with the thumb as well, I will turn it to the side and then I can nicely see it from the sides, because sometimes the clients battle to turn their thumb over so that you can see the sides of both angles. So yeah, I usually just take it to the side and then you can as well see that they are both the same length and width of the nail. So I usually just do that as well. That's just a little trick that I've learned. Instead of turning the whole client's body, you can just turn the thumbnail to the side and you can check that as well. That's also just a little trick that I've learned from very professional nail techs that I've watched and learned from. So that was something a bit new for me, but yeah, it really helps. And that's how I do my work. Make sure that all the sides are correct, especially with the almond, because you can really see if it's wacky on one side and not the other, if they're not the same. So you can it really stands out more, or for me it stands out more if the shape is not correct or even on both sides. Another little trick that I've learned is don't file one side too much. Rather file a little bit on one side and then a little bit on the other side. So first on the left and then on the right, or first on the right and then on the left, whatever you prefer. So that's how you can check that it's even and you don't file one side too much. I know with ladies that are like right-handed, one side is always filed too much, and ladies that is left-handed, same thing. So rather file little bit, and then get your shape perfect than filing too much and one side is always more wonky, or you took down too much of the one side. So that's why you will see me the whole time checking the nail, making sure that both sides are correctly and evenly, and that's one side it's not too much. Oh, that was a lot of rambling, but I hope you understood or understand what I said. Yeah, there's one more thing that I forgot to mention as well. As you can see, I file the sides, but I also file underneath, making sure that it's also even underneath, because we want straight lines. So it must be, the almond comes out straight, and it does not have one side too much and the other side too little. So of the side walls. So I'm also, once I file at the sides, I also file underneath, putting my file straight underneath and lightly filing underneath, making sure that it's even as well. Just to mention, because I forgot to tell you guys about that one.
I'm dreaming in dreams bigger than me. Taking my time.
Okay, following the filing, I take each finger and now I'm checking it. So I check it from the cuticle area to the tip of the nail. So not the free edge, but from the cuticle to the tip. So I'm making sure that all the nails are the same length and the same shape, that it's correctly and that it's properly, because we don't want one hand to be longer than the other. So yeah, if I see there's a little bit more that I need to file, then I will just file that and make sure that all of them are even again. Sometimes I put the fingers next to one another, or I will take the one hand and put it over the other hand to get a better look at the nails and see that that finger has the same length as the other finger. So like you see me doing. So making sure and checking that everything is correctly. That's why I say, guys, my OCD really kicks in when I do nails. That's why when I saw this video, I was like, oh my word, Natashia, what are you doing? So yeah, I'm cleaning constantly. I'm checking constantly. I've like really got OCD. Yeah, this was really fun looking at this video, or looking back at this video. Okay, so now I take my cuticle pusher and I gently push back the cuticle, or the otherwise is the eponychium. So not with a lot of force, just a little bit, just to make it loose, just to check that there's no skin attached to the nail plate. Then I turn my cuticle upside down, and there's a little bit of a scraper, and then I lightly, I'm not using any force. It looks like it, but I don't use any force, and I just gently, if there was any cuticle attached to the nail plate, I'll gently lift that up and clean it up a bit to make sure that when I use my cuticle bit, it slides smooth, so there's no parts that get stuck, or you can cut the client or hurt the client or tear their skin, because that's the last thing that we want. So yeah, gently pushing it back with, and then scraping away the cuticle that's on the nail plate, because usually they get a lot of growth, and that white stuff that you see on the nails, once you do this, that's the cuticle part that we're gonna need to remove. So just gently pushing it back, scraping it off, making sure there's no pieces that are stuck, and that's what I'm doing with this one. So you can watch me work, just checking me how I am just cleaning this part of the nail.
stare in a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want. Baby, I can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah. Call me when you want. Baby, I can take it on my heart.
Okay, now taking my cuticle bit, I am going to go around the cuticle area. I'm first just going to put it on a forward mode. So I'm going from basically the middle of the nail of the cuticle to the left side, going around the cuticle, making sure to get all that non-living tissue, that cuticle that is on there, taking that away and checking the sides, see if there's like any hangnails or any skin that is hard that I need to get off. So first I do just the one side of the nail of all 10 fingers. And yeah, I learned this trick as well, to take a brush, put it on your pinky, and then while you work, you dust away the dusties so that you can see if there's any more that you need to remove so that you have place to see. Yeah, that's another little trick that I've learned, and it helps me a lot. So you don't have to pick up your dust and then put it back down again. And yeah, so this was just another little neat trick that I've learned. But yeah, so going over the sides, making sure everything is nice and clean on the one side. So doing both hands like this, all 10 fingers. Then I will take my e-file and put it in reverse and do the exact same thing on the other side. So making sure that it's clean, and I lift up the proximal fold as well once I do it in reverse. So it lifts up the cuticle area just a little bit better for you to nip later, or what I usually do, I use the ball bit to take off the excess skin. I don't really cut the cuticles anymore, only if there's like little pieces that are hard to get off. Otherwise, I do everything with my e-file, with my cuticle bit or my ball bit. I also forgot to mention, I'm using my cordless e-file. So this speed is very high on this little device. So I usually, while I go around the cuticle area, I don't take it more than a 5 or a 6 maybe, not more than that with the RPMs. So I put it on a slower speed, not to burn the natural nail or put dents in the natural nail. So I really don't use it on a very high speed. I've learned in the hard way, if you put it too high, then you burn the client, or you put gashes in the natural nail by the cuticle area. So I usually do this on a slower speed, and I work slower, but not, how can I put this? I don't go little bit. I try to make it as even as possible when I go around the cuticle area, just to make sure that I lift up the proximal fold as well as cleaning underneath. So I'm not touching the natural nail. I'm just working by the skin area, if that makes any sense. So yeah, so by the side walls as well, I'm not digging into her side walls. I'm just cleaning the skin where there's hangnails or still some non-living tissue left that I'm touching. So I'm not touching her natural nail. I'm making sure that I use my thumb and I pull back the skin And with my pointer finger, I also pull back the skin on the left side to make sure, and on the right side, to make sure that I can get in her side walls without touching her natural nail. I hope that made sense. Just another tip as well. I tilt my cuticle bit at a 45-degree angle. So I'm not lifting up the bit so that I dig into the nail. I tilt it at a 45-degree angle. Even when I do like this now with the side that I reversed, it's at a 45-degree angle. So I'm using the belly of the bit, not the tip of the bit. So even when I push back the cuticle area or the proximal fold, I use the belly of the bit to push it back. So the tip of this bit does not even really touch the client's nail. So it's just basically to help me to open up the folds, making sure that I get all that cuticle and crusties out of the nail, and making sure that I get everything without hurting my client. You saw me showing there on the finger. She had like a big boo-boo there. She likes to pick her skin. I've taught her a lot, so it's became a lot better than what it used to be. So they learn, they really learn, and they listen when I tell them, please don't pick at the skin because you tear it. And then when we work, it's very painful if we have to really work around the area to prep it, and the skin is tender or raw or sore. So I really try to teach my clients as well to please not to pick at their skin or their cuticles. But she had a little boo-boo and we had to work around it just to make sure that I don't irritate the skin or that painful area, and making sure that I don't tear it anymore. But so I'm almost done with this process of cleaning the cuticles. So with the next one, I'll see you soon.
I hope you still want me. I hope you still need me 1,000,000 years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Let's sail across the lights.
Okay, now my next step, I use a sanding band. And for this, I am going over that natural nail area and blending in where that product was that in the beginning of the video that I did not touch when I removed it. So there's like a little shiny piece in between the cuticle area and the product. So I'm prepping that. So my speed is on a 3. So it's on a 3 RPMs. So I do this gently, that I blend in the product, and that little space that's left that has a shiny spot, I blend that in. So I also prep that piece of the natural nail that is still there, blend everything in nicely, making sure that the nail is smooth and it's even, so that there's no lump and bumps and stuff is like that. So that's what I'm doing with this one. So like I said, I'm doing this very gently, and I'm not touching the cuticle area because that's already prepped. So it's only that little piece that's left to do the blending that I am blending and just sanding out the rest of the nail. You will also see me sometimes turning her finger over or sideways to make sure that I get into the side walls, so that there's no pieces that are still shiny that product can lift or that is not prepped. So turning the finger the whole time, you will see me doing this the whole time, because I'm really making sure everything is properly prepped. So I don't just rush over the nail. I'm really making sure that every piece of that nail is prepped properly. If there should be little pieces that has lifted, I would take it off with a sanding band as well, cutting underneath that lifted area. So not on top of it or over it, but just underneath that little piece, and it will just pop right off. Also a trick that I've learned, and it's very helpful. But yeah, turning the finger sideways also really helps you to get into the sides that you really can't, that you battle to get in with. Don't be scared to turn your client's fingers. In the beginning, I know I was petrified to turn a client's fingers, because you would think that you would break the finger, but you don't. They don't break that easily. But turn the finger so that it's better for you to work and get in the sidewalls everywhere to make sure that the nail is correctly prepped. So yeah, you will watch me do this for a while, and I'll see you now.
Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind. What is getting deep now? What is getting deep now? Follow me around, yeah. Can you let me down? Please don't let me down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, let me down. Can you let me down? Please don't let me down. Please don't let me down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind. What is getting deep now? What is getting deep now? Follow me around, yeah. Can you let me down? Please don't let me down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, let me down. Can you let me down? Please don't let me down. Please don't let me down. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So the next step, I'm taking my ball bit, the bigger ball bit, and I'm gonna go over the cuticle. So just making sure if there's any pieces that is still hard, or the lifted up parts that I lifted with my prep, with my cuticle bit, I'm now taking that off. So only the pieces that come off. So I'm not really pressing hard onto the skin. I'm just taking off the bits that are a bit lifted, so that the non-living tissue, it's white. So I'm only taking that off. And also making sure by the sides, with the crusties that are usually around the nail, that is hard. So I'm just taking that off as well. But also doing this gently. I think the speed that I used here was a 9 or a 10 RPMs. So it was not too fast, but it also is not too slow that it will burn or make heat onto the nail or tear the skin. So that's what I used here, just to go over, making sure everything is nice and clean. And it also seals up that cuticle area. So it helps that the cuticle doesn't become too thick. Oh, that's what I've learned. In what I see with my clients, this part really helps. So it also seals in the cuticle. That's what I did here. So watch me do this, and I'll see you later again. Okay, with this one, you will see me using my cuticle nippers. They are just for the cuticles. So they've got a very fine edge, very slim edge. So there were some of the hangnails that didn't want to come off. So then I'll use my nippers or my cuticle scissors, sorry, and I will just cut that little off, but only the white, not the skin where there's a blood supply. So only that little bit where there is little pieces that didn't want to come off with the ball bit. I will just take my cuticle scissors and just trim that off. So that's what I did here. And then I will just take my ball bit again and I will just go over that just to seal that cuticle in, to make sure that there's no areas that are sticking out and or that the client can pick at, because they really do like picking. If they see there's a little bit of skin, they will pick at it. So that's what I just do. I just take my ball bit again and just go over that just to make sure that there's no place for them to pick. Yeah, and you'll see me clean up a lot. So I take away the dust a lot. So now the prep is done and I'm going to now just cleanse her nail. So I'm using a cleaning solution, a trick that I've learned from the nail hub. That lady really knows what she's talking about. You can please go and follow her and go look at her advice. So this is what I've learned from her. It's sanitizer and acetone that you mix. There's a specific percentage that you use, and you can make your own cleaning solution. So I use this with a cleaning brush to get away or get rid of all the dust. So I make absolutely sure that there's no dust left on the nail. So, and I don't apply a lot of pressure, so I don't hurt the client when I do this. So it's just to make sure that there's no dust or anything, that it looks nice. Yeah, she really likes her nails. So we had to take a photo for her because you have to see her natural nail. They are not damaged. They are so beautiful. The photos are on my Facebook and on my YouTube. My Facebook, my Instagram, and my TikTok is the photos of her nails. The before, the taking of the photo, and the afterwards. But yeah, so now while her nails are drying up, so I want to make sure that it looks chalky. So before I apply any product, I want to make absolutely sure that nails is dry. So don't put any product on a nail if the nail is still wet, because you will get greenies on the nails if there's moisture and thingies like that, and we don't want that. So I make sure that the nails are dry, so I get my stuff ready so long. Make sure that I have everything ready. I'm using Crystal Clawz. That is my main product that I use to put on the nail, and that is their rubber base. So making sure that the nails were dry, and then I do all 5 fingers. Yeah, so in this one, my nails were cutting through my gloves. So she gave me the tip of cutting off just the points. The Afrikaans is coming through. the points of the glove. So my hand is still protected and I can still work. So yeah, that's what we did here. Yeah, we did a lot of stuff in this video. But yes, so sorry about that. We quickly did it. I'm trying to cut these pieces out. I'm still learning. So you guys are really going on a journey with me through this editing process. So this is not only my second video. Okay, so let's get back to the video. So I apply a thin layer of the rubber base coat of Crystal Clawz onto the entire nail, but thin. So not a big blob, just a thin layer. I apply that on all 5 fingers, and then I cure it in the light, in the lamp. It's a UV lamp, a LED or a UV lamp. So then I cure it for 30 seconds. But I do one hand first, put it in the lamp, and then I'll take the other hand and do the same. So first, okay, you can watch me do this. So this is actually very, very fast. So I'll let you watch and I'll be right back. Another important step that I almost forgot is if any product should touch the skin, wipe it away straight away. So you will see me the whole time using my orange wood stick. If any of the products should touch the skin, even if I work completely slow or carefully, you always get a little piece that maybe touch. Wipe it away straight away. So do not let the product touch the skin or keep it on the skin. So take it off right away, making sure that they do not get an allergy or allergic reaction to the product. So wipe it away straight away before curing into the light. That is a big no-no if the product touches the skin. So please make absolutely sure that there is no product on the skin. But yeah, thanks for watching. Talk later. Also, you will see me resting my pinky on my middle finger so that I have a better steady hand for applying the rubber base on her nail, and I hold her finger firmly. So I have her finger in a vice grip so that they don't move their fingers or want to look at what I'm doing or anything like that, because usually the hand goes up right up because they want to see what I'm doing. So when I hold it like this, then I have control over the finger and I can point it downwards. So gravity helps a bit as well when applying the product. But yeah, pressing on my middle finger is just to steady my hand so that I have more control over my brush and over the product. That also usually helps a lot. Another thing is when I'm done with all 5 fingers, I usually check the hand again just to make sure that the product didn't touch the skin and that everything is fine before I put it into the lamp for curing. So this cures for 30 seconds. This is the Crystal Clawz rubber base. So always making sure. Then I just wipe my brush with a clean lint-free wipe just to take off the excess product. I put my cap back on and then I put it away. And that also helps me to protect my brush, and it keeps my brush nice and neat and tidy for my next use, and the bristles does not go anywhere. So that's just another trick that I've learned for keeping my brushes neat and tidy and lasting me for a long time. Like this blue brush I've had now for 3 years and it still looks brand new because I am respecting my brushes, and this is gel brushes that you use. So I cannot buy a new brush every month. So I really take care of my brushes and make sure that it lasts. Okay, so now with this, I'm using the Crystal Clawz Builder Gel. I use the Builder Gel to apply a layer on the nail. So it also gives me the strength of the nail, as well as I build in the apex and making sure that everything is there that should be on the nail. So I usually first apply a thin layer, like a sticky layer, and then I take another blob of the product and I place it where the apex should be, so the back third of the nail, and I start just playing with it and feathering it out to the end. So the bulk of my product is where the apex should be, the stress area should be. And the closer you get to the free edge, the thinner it will be. So this is how I work with this. So I first do my thumbs to make sure that they are upright in the lamp so that both sides get cured properly. So I first do the one hand, and while that's in the LED lamp or the UV lamp, I do the other hand, the thumb. Then I take the one hand that was in now, and then I do 2 fingers at a time. So with this hand, I do the pinky and the ring finger first. That I also apply first a thin layer, and then I take a little bit more and then put it on the stress area, and going from side to side, making sure that my side walls have enough product as well, and feathering it out to the end of the free edge, checking the side view, making sure that it's even, that there's no lumpy bumpies or that there's too much product on one side of the nail or the other nail. So and then I do the second finger, same thing. I first apply a thin layer. Yeah, I usually have to put the finger down because it always goes up in the air. It's like they want a cup of tea or something. So it's always a joke with us in the salon doing the nails like this. But yeah, okay, back to the nails. So same principle. Take a bigger blob, put it at the apex or the stress area, feathering it down, making sure that the sides are capped as well. So you don't want to miss that. And making sure that there's no product touching the skin before going into the light. So now that the other hand has cured, I am now doing this hand on the pointer finger and the middle finger. So I work between the hands. And I don't really do a huge apex for her because she already has a beautiful C-curved nail. So if I place too much product, her nail is going to look extremely bulky, and we don't want to do that. So I only place the product mostly where her nails grew out and the stress area, and then I would feather it out to the tip. But this product is so strong and it really lasts. I really love Crystal Clawz. It's a very good product. My clients absolutely love it, and it is a rubber base. So it's not like acrylic or things like that, or like polygel, and it self levels as well. And for me, it works very nice. But yeah, it was a bit cold in my salon, so it took a little bit of time to work it, just to make sure that it levels a bit before I put it into the LED lamp. Yeah, but you can just watch me work with this one, and I'll talk to you soon.
Chase the waterfalls. Oh, 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 you've got me. Chase the waterfalls. Oh, oh, you got me. Chasing waterfalls. Oh, you got me. Chasing waterfalls.
You say it's hard to tell just what I'm thinking. You think it's hard to see behind my smile. I'll say whatever you want, let you walk into my heart if you want to. You can ask me anything, no walls between us, ain't no mess. I'ma tell you all my secrets. You can ask me anything, no walls between us, ain't no mess. I'ma tell you all my secrets. No secrets, no, 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 no secrets. No secrets.
Okay, with this now, when I'm done with all 5 fingers, I cure the product for 60 seconds. So that is the full cure time. So every time the hand went into the light, I cured it for 60 seconds. So that is the curing time. So just make sure that your product is fully cured, so that there's no uncured product on the nail, and so that the client can get allergic reactions or anything like that. So yeah, just making sure of that. So I'm almost done with the product application, and then once I am done with that, I'm taking off I know there's a lot of words for this, but I just call it the sticky layer, or there's like a layer of uncured product on top of it, because this is a gel. Then I just wipe it off with isopropyl alcohol and make sure that there's nothing left, because after this I am filing, just making sure everything is neat and tidy again and even. But I'll talk to you now when I get back to that one.
No secrets, no, 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 no secrets. No secrets, no, 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 no secrets. No secrets, no, 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 no secrets. No secrets, no, no, no.
Okay, so here I take my cleaning solution and I just wipe off that dispersion layer. And I remembered the name. So Just wiping off that dispersion layer, making sure that there's no stickiness, because we don't want to clog up our files when we file the nail because of that layer. So yeah, just making absolutely sure that every little bit of stickiness is off, and then we're gonna start filing. So here comes the fun part. So I'm just gonna lightly file over the nail again, making sure that my sides are even and not thicker on one side than the other side. So I'm gonna file and just slightly go around the cuticle, making sure that it's not thick at the cuticle, that it's even, and it has a nice transition from the cuticle or from the nail to my free edge, or yeah, let's say from the cuticle to the free edge, making sure that my apex is still in place and making sure everything is nice and tidy. Yeah, here we just had a little bit of a discussion and talking about stuff. So yeah, that's why you just see my hand for a while and playing with my fingers. I just saw, oh, I'm doing that a lot. There's a lot of habits that we get that we don't see whilst we work. Only when I saw the video, I went like, oh my word, I really play a lot with my fingers. But yeah, that's how we see the things that we do, is with this. But like I said, this is my nail journey, my editing journey, that I still need to cut this out. I promise I will get this right. Okay, so let's do the filing part. So I take the 100, I think it was 100 or the 180 grit. So I'm not taking away product. I'm just making sure that everything is smooth at the free edge so that there's no lumpy bumpy bits or unevenness. So just making sure of that. Now first going around the sides and then just filing towards me. So keeping the finger straight, filing towards me, making sure that it's straight. So like I said, not taking away product, just smoothing the nail out. And then it looks like I'm harsh at the cuticle, but actually I am very, very, very softly doing that. It's just because I sped up the video a bit, so it looks like I am filing away, but I'm not. I promise I'm not. I will never hurt a client. I promise. I try my very best not to hurt my clients. And most of them said that they don't even feel me working on their nails. So that's what I like to hear. We do not want to hurt. So yeah, like I said. Okay. So going around the hands, going around the finger, smoothing everything out. And then I'm just doing the exact same thing on the other hand. Just filing and filing and filing and making sure underneath is also straight, that it is even on both sides, so that one side is not longer than the other side. So making absolutely sure. Now doing the exact same thing, I'm doing it to the other hand. Also going around the cuticle, making that transition perfect as possible, so that you do not see a ridge or you don't feel a ridge. So when you slide your nail over the nail, it must be smooth. So your nail mustn't get stuck onto where the product was placed. So yeah, I'm just doing that to all of her nails. and dusting. Oh my word, I really dust a lot. That's one thing that I saw with myself. I really dust a lot. So yeah, not that you can actually see the dust, but yeah, I really dust a lot. But in any case, so back to the nails. So yeah, just making sure, checking everything, going over the nails. And then after this step, I'm just going to use my 180 grit buffer. And that's why you see I don't buff on the apex side. So it's basically just the sides, around the cuticle area and underneath, making sure that is all still smooth and nice and even. And then there's no lumpy bumpy bits and stuff like that. So I don't touch the apex area. So when I use my buffer, then I will buff over the whole nail to make sure that everything is smooth again. So I'm not making a lot of grooves in the nail, so it's still nice and smooth, but still enough so that when I use my gel, it will adhere to the nail. So it's not too smooth that it will chip off or anything like that. So yeah, that's what I did there. So yeah, I think now, oh yeah, this step, I forgot about this one. Okay, I clean under the nail. I know most people don't, but I do. This bit I bought at LCN a long time ago. So I clean underneath the nail. Because usually there is some sticky parts that's under the nail that clients don't like, but please be careful of the hypericium, that you do not push too far back to hurt that area. So I just clean up a bit, so I don't use a lot of pressure. It's just to clean the nail underneath and make it smooth as well, because sometimes there is some dirt under the nail and clients usually pick at it with either a scissor or anything they can find. They will put under their nail to try and scratch everything out, and then that hurts the natural nail as well. So you protect the nail from top but not underneath. So yeah, then I just clean it for them, and they love this process. They say I'm like the first one that's ever done this to them with their nails, and the nails looks so nice and clean when you do this. So yeah, I just clean the nail on all 10 fingers, and then I use the buffer, because sometimes there's like little sticky bits at the side walls of the nail. So when I do the buffing, then it gets rid of that as well, and then I know the nail is nice and clean. So I'm gonna let you watch this until I start with the design.
I remember when we were staring at a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring at a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. My heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want. Baby, I can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah. Call me when you want. Baby, I can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. I remember when we were staring a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want. Baby, I can't take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah. Call me when you want. Baby, I can't take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're sick of my madness. Don't you tell me what I supposed to do. You're better off without me. Don't you tell me what I supposed to do. When I'm walking on the streets half naked, it's part of me, it's part of me. When I'm making my brain makeup, it's part of me, it's part of me. When you're crushing on my dreams and you're making me so full, get out of my life. I know what I'm supposed to do. When you're crushing on my dreams and you're making me so full, I know what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, so now we're done with all the filing and the buffing and the cleaning and everything. Yeah, so now I ask my client, how does the nails feel? If there's anything too sharp for them, do they feel anything? Because I mean, they were wearing the nails, so they know what they want and how their nails should feel. Then I ask them, they must feel the nails for me, feel if it's okay, if the length is okay, and everything like that. Then I take my cleaning solution, my IPA, isopropyl alcohol, and I get rid of all the dust. So I clean on top of the nail and underneath, because I cleaned underneath the nail as well. So I'm making sure all the dust is off, everything is clean on the nail before I start with the design. So yeah, just making sure, make everything clean, because there was dust everywhere. You see me, I'm like cleaning the whole time. This is me in real life. When I work, I clean the whole time. I know people will say, yeah, you're wasting time and you can clean afterwards. But for me, it's like a dirty desk. It's like my brain does not function. I need my space and my stuff to be clean. Then I know when I work, my stuff is clean and my space is clean. Yeah, so this is just me. This is how I work. I've tried to change it, but I can't. I still battle with that. So I still get back to cleaning the whole time while I work. Now, you saw I took my phone because she sent me the design that she wanted on her nails. It's just a French design with a little bit of pink at some of the French areas. So the thumb, the pointer finger and the pinky is going to be a French with that pink just on a small line of the pink French. Oh, I'm hoping I'm describing this better than what it sounds in my head. Okay, so just a French with a little French line. The middle finger will be like a French, but there will not be gel inside. So just the border of the French will be on the middle finger, and the ring fingers is just going to be stripes. But yeah, I saw that my video cut off when I started or when I started with the editing, that when I came to the middle finger of this hand that I'm working on now, my video cut off. But I did make a little video that I will include in this one of the end result of how the nails look. But you can also go check it on my Facebook and on my Instagram and on my YouTube. This design will be on there. But this is just the whole video of the process of how I got to this spot. So yeah, with this, I really faffed a lot, making sure that that smile line looked absolutely perfect. I'm still learning, doing the smile line better. Still have a lot of work that I do, training to get my smile line perfect, making sure that it is crisp and all that kind of thing is that the people talk about. But you will see me that I poured a liquid into my little damping dish. I use monomer to clean my bristles of my brushes, and just to make sure that there's no product left in my brushes and things like that. But yeah, I clean up my sides the whole time. So if there is any of the gel that my hand might have slipped or something like that, and I touched the skin, I will clean the nail right away. So I won't just leave it and carry on. I clean it right away and then I will carry on. And then with this, I also perfect my smile line, making sure that it looks even, that it should look like a smile line. We didn't do it like a big smile. So we just did it just underneath where her natural nail will show, because the pink is going to go over that. Just a fine line with a pink. So I'm just making sure that everything looks neat and tidy, and the white is, the consistency is evenly, so that there's no gaps or the product didn't draw away from a side or anything like that. So yeah, I first do the pinky and the pointer finger, and then I put it in the lamp and I fully cure it while I carry on with the next hand. So I go in between the hands so that I don't bump it, because with my luck I bump nails. Don't ask me why, but I do. So for my sake and for saving time, I usually do like 2 nails and then put it into the light and then do the other hand. So I'm busy the whole time. My hands are busy the whole time. It's not like I'm just sitting there and waiting. So yeah, busy. So I'm going to let you watch this till the end, and then I will just add on the video of the finished design. But thank you so much for watching my video and coming on this journey with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for people that have subscribed already to my channel. I really appreciate you guys. And a special thanks to Miss Jo. I need to give her a shout out. She has been my inspiration for a very long time, trying to start this channel, and I have been dreading to do this, scared and anything like that. But I followed her advice and just said, I'm going to try and do this my way. And if people don't like it, just skip the video. I had no hard feelings. But for the people that are here, I really appreciate you guys a lot. There's Afrikaans that keeps on coming through. Yeah, sorry. I'll get better at this. I promise. But yeah. But for my subscribers that's already here, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your views. Thank you for your likes. And I'm going to let you get back to the video and watch me finish this design, listen to some nice music, and I hope you enjoy it. And please, if there's anything that you want to see me do, or if you want to hear more of my voice, because I had a battling with this voiceover. I don't want people to hear my voice, but yeah. So if there's anything that you want or you want to say, please feel free to do so. I like critic because it helps you grow and it helps you learn, but I will not tolerate people getting ugly. We do not do the ugly thing. We are here to help each other and to educate each other so that we can get better in our trade. So I want to thank you very, very much for everything, and thank you for watching. Bye for now.
Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind. What is getting deep now? What is getting deep now? Follow me around, yeah. Can you let me down? Please don't let me down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, let me down. Can you let me down? Please don't let me down. Please don't let me down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind. What is getting deep now? What is getting deep now? Follow me around, yeah. Can you let me down? Please don't let me down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, let me down. Can you let me down? Please don't let me down. Bye.